may be necessary to create the culture of repayment. Grameen has been around for a very long time. Everybody knows what it is and what it does, and it's not a new phenomenon as it may be in many other places. So anyway, thank you all very much for listening and asking such good questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Do you need a break? No, we start immediately with Herman's talk on China's microfinance. Thank you, Herman.
Thank you. I was here last year. If I remember correctly, last year I was talking about social enterprises, and I was using microfinance only as an illustration of a successful, possible successful social enterprise. I do want to emphasize that this is social enterprise challenge. And why are we always on microfinance? Because it indeed is a very good tool. How do I do this one? Yep. So here's the reminder. I say microfinance is a better example of social enterprises established before the term became popular. And Professor Eunice, whose name we have been referring to a few times here, is in a soccer fellow. If you do not know a soccer as an organization, but you are interested in social enterprises, you better go in and look it up on the web. This is an organization which recognizes successful entrepreneurs. Now, just to come back to that question about Grameen Bank, I just want to show you, from what I know, of how a true successful example could be as a social enterprise. Since a few years back, Grameen Bank has become profitable, making money. Grameen Bank is not taking any subsidy from nobody, anywhere in the world. The money it needs to lend now comes exclusively from the savings which the very poor they are serving are depositing with the bank. So the poor is actually helping themselves and help the bank make a bit of money. There was, by history, still some money left from grants, loans from overseas. And Grameen Bank pulled that together and create something called Vegas loans. They lend to Vegas at not the 18-20%, but 0%. Just to get them off the ground. Right? So remember, we're not off the topic of social enterprise. We're here to talk about microfinance because it is a prime example of how social enterprises can be. Come back next year, you give me another topic, which is better than microfinance. Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, examples of how they could be used in China. Here you go. Here we talk about milking cows. Nothing different in China. You buy this at about 1,500 RMB each. Right? You milk it. Last year, year before last, we had this Sanlu. Huh? And they said what happened was it's not the factory that put in these undesirable chemicals, but it was in the course of the trade, the process of trade that people added in. That the trade started from these farmers, single farmers, taking their cow every morning, or twice a day actually, to a particular unit which probably is about within half an hour's walk. Get the milk, take it back. Twice a day. Once a day, twice a day. And that's how they can earn their daily cash income. Use that to repay. Yeah? Real examples. All around the country, this one. These ones, ducklings, ducks. You buy this for 5 RMB each. You raise them for 9 months. You get to this. You're selling at 5 per half kilo. 10斤 right? These guys can make about 60% of their money within the 9 months. And they can afford the 15-20% interest. Outside farmers, micro-entrepreneurs. This guy who's actually physically handicapped has a small provincial shop in the so-called heart of the village. The heart of the village has 2 things. A foreground for the one local bus to stop, and the shop. That's it. Right? So this guy, this guy, during festive seasons, would borrow money to buy festive food. This is festive food. And beer and wine, and sell them in his store. Every time, 3-4 times a year, when the festive season comes, he needs the money. Really sometimes. Okay, that's the demand, how we can benefit the society. Surprise. Surprise of microfinance in China. I'm going to be aggressive. These are admirable organizations. They're doing wonderful things, but they're not doing microfinance. Some of the things they do, which are misunderstood as microfinance, is the popular saying, we don't just give the poor the fish, we teach them how to fish. Right? And in the course of it, we will also provide them with money so that they can start fishing. All very good. But not the kind of microfinance we are talking about today. The one condition for the microfinance we are talking about today is the ability to scale it up. It can be replicated. The next condition is we are not saying the lenders or the organizations are the smart people. They're not stupid, but they're not smart people. The smart people are the poor. The poor know how to make a living of themselves. You just have to facilitate them into uncovering their ability by providing the necessary credit. Okay? So, since this is going on YouTube, I understand, I have to repeat it again. They're doing marvelous job. Don't fall for that question. Now, we are on suppliers of microfinance in China. But before we go into the specifics, which may or may not mean a lot to you, let me give you kind of a conclusion. We are not even a drop in the ocean. What I would dare say, we are not even touching anywhere close to 1% of the people who need the service there. Although, you're going to see a long list of the people who are or supposed to provide microfinance. Okay. Now, the first one is RCC, Rural Credit Cooperative. I don't think too many of you know about this. But in fact, they exist everywhere in China. Those from the mainland probably would know that. But those who only visit cities in China won't know this. They do exist in cities too. There's a network of 35,000 such RCCs in China. In most of places, they are the sole provider of any kind of financial services in China. They are institutions that are mandated to take savings end to left.